Dr. S.K. Bansal, Registrar Dr. Ravi Manuja, Dean Academic Dr. Anshu Banerjee, Dean Student Welfare Dr. S.C. Sharma, Deans, Heads, faculty members and students of various schools of Bahra University to the MoU signing ceremony between Siemens Industry Software India Private Limited and Polaris Softec along with Bahra University, Shimla Hills. It is my privilege to introduce the chief guest of the day, Mr. Suman Bose. Mr. Bose is a well-known personality for increasing the company's market share and extending its leading position in India's P&M field. He leads charge as head of operations in India to re-assert customer innovation, thought leadership, and business execution. India is one of the most strategic markets for Siemens worldwide, both as business growth driver and also as one of the largest research and development base in the world. Siemens has an over 100 years of presence in India. Siemens P&M enjoys market pole position in India with its large customer installed base, geographic coverage, and partner network. Mr. Bose has held management positions globally with organizations such as the Salt Systems, Hewlett Packard, SDRC, and others. He has been consistently recognized as a leader of thought throughout his career. Mr. Suman has a bachelor degree in electrical engineering and master's in finance and marketing. A keen follower of economics and politics, as an intellectual discipline, an avid reader and music listener, he also enjoys traveling, photography, and high altitude treks, skis, and engages in animated debates on wide range topics. May we request Honorable Vice-Chancellor Dr. S.K. Bansal for the floral welcome of our chief guest, Mr. Suman Bose, please. Thank you. Honorable Joint Managing Director, Riyatan Bahra Group, Dr. Sandeep Kauda, for the floral welcome of Mr. Sandeep Singh, please. Honorable Dean Student Welfare, Dr. S.C. Sharma, for the floral welcome of Mr. Raghu Vinukolu. And Honorable Registrar Dr. Ravi Manuja for the floral welcome of Mr. Ajay Verma, please. Thank you, sir. May we now request our dignitaries to step forward for the traditional lamp lighting ceremony, seeking the blessings of Almighty for this auspicious day. May we all rise, please. Thank you very much. May we now request our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Dr. S.K. Bansal, to honor our guest for today with the Himachali shawl. For the welcome of our guest with the Himachali shawl and cap. This presentation of Himachali shawl and cap reflects traditional welcome of our guests in the state known as unforgettable Himachali.
ये आप कैसे रखते हैं?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Thank you very much. We are now opening the ceremony with the welcome remarks by Dr. S.K. Bansal, Vice-Chancellor Bahra University. Dr. Bansal, please.
Honorable Chief Guest of the morning, Sri Suman Bose, Managing Director and CEO of Siemens Industry Software India Private Limited, Sri Sandeep Singh, Founder President and CEO of Polaris Software Private Limited, Honored Sandeep Singh Kauda, Joint Managing Director, Bahra Group, my dear colleagues, Dr. C. Sharma, Dean Students Welfare, Dr. Ali Manuja, Registrar of the University, respective guests from Siemens as well as Polaris, heads of the various schools, departments, faculty members, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege today to extend, on behalf of all of you, a warm welcome to Sri Suman Bose for coming all the way from Delhi to this place for the MoU signing ceremony between Bahra University and Siemens India. It's not only MoU, it's something great, laying foundations for students of mechanical engineering to join, to participate, to learn, and to build their strengths and to move forward to the industry, so that there should be a thing like that industry should run after you, not you should run after the industry. That is the kind of thing which we are trying to evolve through this MoU. I also extend a very, very warm welcome to Sri Sandeep Singh Kauda, Joint Managing Director of Bahra Group, who has made it possible with his interactions between Bahra University and Siemens and Polaris to happen this MoU today at Bahra University. So I request all sitting over here to give a standing ovation to the chief guest of the morning, Sri Suman Bose. You may be finding it very easy that today the managing director and CEO of Siemens is there with us. But it's not that easy. Not easy in the sense that number of meetings, number of interactions, number of interventions, And taking time out to travel from Delhi to this place and spending 2 days with the group is not that easy for a person like say Suman Bose, Managing Director and CEO of Siemens. I feel proud, the same way you also feel proud that we have today with us such a dignitary on the dais to see and to meet and to interact with him. What this MoU is, how we are going to move ahead. Sir, this university was established in the year 2010 with the intake of students in engineering and management. And slowly we have started with other schools like School of Hospitality and Tourism, School of Law, then School of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Recently we have added School of Physiotherapy as well and School of Basic Sciences to our university. We have risen from say 170 students to 2000 students today. We have over 400 staff members, out of which 130 faculty, technical staff, and then administrative staff and service staff, total put up to 400. 3 batches have already been passed out. Many of the students passing out from this university have already been placed. And we are not only doing in the academic field, we are doing in all other fields, developing our students to face challenge of the industry. And we are working for sports activities, we are working for extracurricular activities, so that student as a human being, a good human being, develops its personality in all the fields apart from academic area. Now for the students, if I say today, you should feel proud that it's a great day in the history of Bahra University, that today we are joining hands with industry like Siemens. So you are going to get many things through Siemens, maybe the softwares, maybe the training, maybe listening to the certified trainers from Siemens and learning a way forward to look forward for our industries. So I'll not take much of the time. I'll once again take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to Suman Bose ji, to Sandeep ji, to members from Siemens and Polaris to Bahra University. We welcome you again, sir, to this campus. And I'm sure this MoU between Bahra University and Siemens will go such a long, and the student get benefited. Not only the student or faculty too, they will also get trained and tuned to the latest softwares, the latest area of design and development. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. We shall now see the video presentation by Siemens Industry Software India Private Limited. May we have the video, please?
इसको डाउन कर
Every space mission is uniquely challenging. The success of the JPL Curiosity rover Mars Science Laboratory required a level of complex engineering and planning beyond any other robotic space mission to date. The team had to design a vehicle to house the world's most advanced scientific laboratory in a space rover, plan how to safely transport a 1 metric ton payload, and plan how to safely land it on Mars, all in a virtual environment. and there was zero margin of error. Siemens PLM software gave the JPL team confidence that their decisions through design, build, test, and validation would result in success. The rover. The 2-year scientific mission required a redundancy of systems, which doubled the density of the systems on the rover. But the trick was that the size and volume of the payload could not increase. JPL engineers used Siemens PLM software to help design and test the parts before assembling the system. Extreme temperatures posed another major mission-critical challenge. Thermal analysis ensured the team that the Curiosity rover, all of the sophisticated instruments, and the spacecraft that housed it all could endure the extreme temperatures. Curiosity's total mass is 5 times larger than the mass of the largest rovers previously sent to Mars. Innovative maneuvers and technology to land a heavier spacecraft with greater precision were also developed and proven using Siemens software. And Curiosity made a perfect landing in August of 2012. PLM software technology from Siemens was also used by JPL engineers to design and simulate the 10 highly sophisticated science instruments aboard Curiosity. These are now successfully being used to send lab results of rock samples back to Earth to analyze and determine whether conditions were ever favorable for microbial life on Mars. During the rover's 2-year mission, experiments like these will help us learn more than ever before about the red planet. From the smallest mission detail to the most complex engineering feat, Curiosity proves that Siemens PLM software is mission critical for a trip to Mars. Imagine what Siemens PLM software can do for you here on Earth.
Thank you very much for the wonderful and knowledgeable video. May we now request our dignitaries seated on the dais to kindly release the brochure of MoU with our university. Please give a warm round of applause. Thank you, sir. Now we request the Managing Director and CEO, Siemens Industries Software India Private Limited, Mr. Suman Bose, Honorable Vice-Chancellor Dr. S.K. Bansal, to please sign the MoU document. Please give a warm round of applause. Thank you very much. May I now request Dr. Sandeep Thoda, Joint Managing Director, Visakhapatnam Bahra Group, to the dais for his speech, please.
Honorable Chief Guest of the day, Suman Bose, Managing Director and CEO of Siemens Industry Software Private Limited, Mr. Sandeep Singh, the Founder President of Polaris Software, Mr. Bansal, the Vice-Chancellor Bahra University, Mr. Ravi Manuja, the Registrar of the University, Dr. Sharma, the team from Siemens, Mr. Raghuvi, the part of Siemens Manufacturing Excellence, Mr. Ajay Verma, the advisor of Polaris Software, our colleague from Delhi office, Mr. Sanjay Kaushik, the respected deans from various departments, faculty members, my dear students, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, a very, very warm good afternoon to everyone. I think today, I would say this is a great day for Bahra University, for Bahra Group as a whole, because we have become the first university and first group. Bahra Group is the first group, and we are sitting in Shimla. So Bahra University is the first university in India to be a part with Siemens for Siemens has been associated with various government institutions for various kind of initiatives, government educational institutions. But for a program like what we are launching today, this is a BTech mechanical program integrated in the degree, where a student who will be enrolled in this program will be getting a degree from Bahra University, a BTech mechanical degree, and also a specialization in the area of design and development, and a certificate of merit from the Siemens Software Development. So that's the model, and that kind of program is a first of its kind program wherein Siemens has engaged with any private university or any education group to run such a program. So we all are proud of this program, and I congratulate each and one here in Bahra University for being part of such a prestigious association. As you all know, Siemens is a very large organization. Don't see it as BTech mechanical or specialization. The students from computer science are also sitting here. We be a student from other streams. Siemens is a large conglomerate. How old is this company? Can anyone guess? 175 years old company. 175 साल पुरानी company है. And you name an area. You have seen a video, and this video shows the landing of the cars using the PLM software. The high-end software of Siemens has been used. Imagine Siemens is such a company that they are present in every kind of industry. You name it, they are there. You be it aerospace, be it mechanical, industrial engineering, be it consumer goods, anything you talk about, they are there. So this kind of a company which is a large conglomerate, the business conglomerate, entering into an association with us is really a great, I would say, a great achievement for Siemens Bahra Group. And I must congratulate Dr. S.K. Bansal, the Vice-Chancellor of this university. He's very, very concerned about your career. I remember the other day he visited Delhi. I'm operating out of Delhi now. So he came to Delhi, and initially we were planning to start with the university in Chandigarh. But it was his intervention. It was his, his follow of the approach, and the kind of the focus he was giving on this program, that we could convince the authorities at Siemens that we would like to run this program at Bahra University as well. So great, I would say, its credit goes to Dr. S.K. When we talk about this program and we wanted to launch this initiative, so I remember I talked about this initiative and just saying yesterday at RBU as well, that we were in talk with the Siemens top management, and I was very much keen that we should have Mr. Suman Bose as the chief guest on the launch of this event. And the major role played in this entire activity, bringing this MoU to this level today. Also, there is another team which has worked vigorously to get this dream into reality, is Mr. Sandeep Singh, the founder president. The credit goes to him as well. Mr. part of his team, they worked tirelessly for the last couple of months to get this achievement or this particular MoU, executed on this day. So as I said, we were very much following up with Mr. Bose, but his schedule was so tight. It's very difficult for a person of his stature, the person who is managing such a conglomerate, that to come to a university and spend 2 days here with Bahra Group, it was very difficult. And I remember what could convince him was not our approach, not what we followed with him, it was student strength. We said we have the students, we want you to come there, your presence will really motivate the students. It is very difficult for our students to meet the person of this stature, and this was your strength, it was student, whom we showed as our strength to convince him to be with us today. So credit goes to you as well. So this MoU is a different MoU. Today we talk about skill development. We talk about skill development is a buzzword nowadays. What is the skill development? One side we have the industries looking for talent. They are not finding the talent. You go to any company, you can log in on to Google, you can go on YouTube, you can listen to the people there. They say we are facing a skill shortage. We are not getting the right manpower. That is one side of the coin. Other side of the coin is that we have students coming out of the universities not getting the proper job opportunity, decent employment. So what is the gap there? What is the reason for this? The skill shortage is there. We don't have opportunity. India is one country, remember my words, where we have huge job opportunities. Our population size is our strength now. I remember when we were studying, we were taught, I did my MBA, and the BCom, we were taught that population is bane for the country. हमें पढ़ाया जाता था बुक्स में कि population शाप है. But I must say that that population is now becoming a bane for the country. We are a largest young population. We are a young nation in the world. सबसे ज़्यादा young बच्चे जो हैं वो हमारे पास हैं. Whole world is looking at us. हम इंडिया को सुपर पावर बनने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता, my dear. Provided we are able to take care of the young generation who is sitting here. आप लोगों को take care कर दिया जाए. We are able to give you skills. There is no problem and no way that we will be behind any other nation. We will soon be the superpower. So we have one weapon in our hand, that is the youth. And the most critical part is that if our youth is not properly skilled, it can go otherwise. What we need to do is, we need to provide them a proper skills. So the gap which I talk about is due to the non-interface between industry and academia. Handshake नहीं है, जो आज handshake हुआ ना यहाँ. When I said to Dr. Bansal, have a long handshake. मतलब association should be long. लंबा चले association चले, ये association एक handshake नहीं है. Industries are moving in its own speed. Academia is moving to its own direction. We are not interfacing. We are not joining hands. This is the reason that we are facing a skill shortage. आज Reliance ने Jio launch किया. They are finding it very difficult to get electronic engineers. And I remember when they launched Jio in Chandigarh, we were there and I talked about this. That today you are launching Jio and you are looking for electronic engineer and they will sell like a hot cake. उनका भी electronic engineering branch जो है अभी बच्चे उसमें opt नहीं कर रहे. We don't have much number of students in India opting for electronic engineering. So why this happened? Because industry was not interfacing. Had they been interfacing, we could have got it and we could have managed that stream and we could have engaged those students in different activities. So person of the stature of Mr. Bose, I am lucky to have spent close to about 1 day yesterday with him, got to know a lot of things, how this country will evolve, what kind of education opportunities we'll get in future, how we should take care of our education model in next 10 years, 20 years. The thought process which he shared, that was wonderful. It was really eye-opening, for me to understand and to get that knowledge. So that's the thought process, and that is where Bahra took the lead to start this program. That in this new batch which will be coming here in BTech Mechanical, we will have the students who will be chosen on the basis of the merit, and we will take them through a 4-year engineering program. And believe in my words, ये जो program हमने plan किया है, जो Siemens ने जितना इसमें focus डाला है, this is going to be a different program. We want that एक बच्चा जो बाहर निकले, वो सिर्फ 4 साल पढ़ेगा यहाँ. ये 4 साल डिग्री का मतलब ये नहीं कि we will teach you in the classroom. The model is such that first 2 years you can be in classroom. Maybe next 1.5 years we can take you to a industry. आप 5 दिन industry में लगाएंगे, 2 दिन you can be in the classroom. That model we will evolve with the university. And remaining 6 months, 3.5 years हो गए. Remaining 6 months there can be a on-the-job training. इस तरह का model जो है degree में evolve किया जा रहा है. That is for the new batch. However, since you people are there, second year में जो बच्चा है, third year में, fourth year में, we have requested students to give that benefit to the current batch as well. And not only the mechanical, but also the other stream. As I said, Siemens, this association is not for one program. This is an association between 2 organizations. If we feel that computer engineering student also wants to get into different kind of model, we have senior people sitting here today with us. We can evolve different model, in future for other branches as well. It is a start, it's a beginning with the mechanical engineering. And last year, we started when we launched the Bahra University. I remember when Bahra University was launched, Dr. Bansal will agree with me, our thought process was very different. We wanted to have a different university in Himachal, but due to some regulatory measures, we could not do the way we wanted to do it. We went to BITS Pilani. We requested them that we want another BITS Pilani in Himachal. Give us the support. Give us the hand-holding. and they were also keen, but there were certain, certain restrictions. Similarly, we went to IBM. Yesterday, Mr. Bose was talking about cloud-based study. In 2010, we spoke to IBM that this is a hell, and we want to make this a university. Can we make it a university having perspective of next 15 years? You guide us. What kind of technology we should have right now? But थोड़ा सा restriction थे, इसलिए वो नहीं पाए. But now under the able leadership of Dr. Bansal, he is going out of the way. He is talking to the regulatory commission as well, bringing such intervention. And I'm sure under his able leadership, will not face any problem, such problem which we faced in the past in the future. Last year when RBU was launched, we brought a model of a new age programs in association with Google. And I remember when we launched that program, last year we got students for computer science, many were from Punjab, few from Himachal, few from Haryana. But last year the computer science batch of Google, we got students from Jammu Kashmir. We have students from Hyderabad as well. So geographical spread is there in that batch. Minimum criteria kept over 60%. None of the student is less than 80%. We have students even with 97% also in that batch. Because Google name was there, Google was a kind of attraction for the student. Google model is such that after 4 years, they'll have a different kind of opportunities for the students. So we got a good geographical spread, good merit of the students. So that way, Right Bahra is taking different initiatives, and our thought process is that we should give best to the students. Had Mr. Bahra been here, he wanted to be here, wanted to talk to you. He has conveyed his best wishes to all of you. His focus is always the student. He always say, whenever we discuss such kind of model, he will represent your side. He'll say, I'm representing student, what benefit I'll get for my students. That is with vision, he is focusing on you, and Right Bahra, under his able leadership, is doing wonderful. We are bringing new initiatives. We will soon be bringing very new initiatives from the foreign countries. We are tying up with foreign universities to have different kind of international exposure for students as well. We are also in talk with Samsung and with Microsoft to launch a program in digital development, digital design. These are two programs which we are bringing very soon in association with Siemens. आपने देखा ना डोरेमोन, पोकेमोन, सुना ना? ये सारा digital design, digital development है. Two companies are doing wonderful, and that is Samsung and Microsoft. We are in talk with them. They are finding difficult to get the right manpower. As I said, being sitting in Delhi, Mr. Sandeep is there with me, Mr. Ajay Verma, we have been talking to various industries. आज तक किसी इंडस्ट्री ने ये नहीं कहा we are not interested. They say we are interested provided we get the right skill people. We don't want to train them. हमें एक ट्रेन मैनपावर दे दीजिए, यही हर एक का फोकस है. Last year विप्रो के हेड आए यहाँ पे, and he said that we are spending close to about 350 crore every year to make an engineer a real engineer, which is productive for them. So 350 crore रुपया विप्रो को लगाना पड़ रहा है to make an engineer. Can't we have such kind of association where universities become a hub for producing the skilled manpower? And believe Right Bahra is taking all these steps. This is a step in that direction. I'm sure with this association, the future of the students will be very bright. We are also coming up under the able leadership of the Siemens management, a finishing school. जो बच्चे graduate हो चुके हैं mechanical के, the one who are graduating this year, उनके लिए finishing school की बात चल रही है, wherein a student will get a conditional offer through a process. एक process होगा यहाँ पे, you will be given a conditional offer and subject उसमें लिखा होगा if you complete the following condition in the next 6 months, your offer will be converted into appointment. ऐसा भी finishing school हम लेके आ रहे हैं. Part of the study will happen in the campus, part of the study will happen in Delhi, Pune, Chennai, wherever the industry hubs are there. तो कोशिश की जा रही है, जो gap है इसको reduce किया जाए. University and group is taking all its efforts
अब इसमें लैकिंग क्या है, अब इसको सक्सेस कैसे होगा? एक हैंडशेक बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग था, राइट, एंड दिस हैंडशेक इज डन बिफोर यू पीपल. अब ये हैंडशेक स्ट्रेंथ तब होगा if you are equally interested in it, if you support it, if you are part and parcel of this initiative. वो कैसे होगा? Till today we have been discussing, Dr. Bansal, me, Sandeep, Mr. Suman Bose, we have been discussing. Today you are the main stakeholder. आपके पास एक opportunity है. Talk to Mr. Bose. Ask any question you have in your mind. Because ऐसी opportunity, my dear, नहीं मिलेगी. हिमाचल में आप बैठे हो, person of this nature, अब मान लो कब उनको टाइम मिले, when he will come and meet all of you, talk to him, ask questions of this MoU if you need any, because we all stakeholders should be aligned. Then this association will go a long way, and I'm sure that we will take this association to a greatest level, success level, and with your support, this will set the benchmark for the rest of the institution in the country, which will follow our path. We started Google last year. This year, the top universities of India went to Google to start the similar model. And soon, with Dr. Bansal intervention and the support and his follow-up, I'm sure very soon the Google will also be there at your doorstep. We will sign with Google. We'll have the same opportunity for you so that we can take this university to the next level. So on the behalf of the Honorable Chairman and the Chancellor of Bahra University, Sri Gurvinder Singh Balaji, I extend our heartiest thanks to the Honorable Mr. Bose for sparing his precious time, for sparing his time for the students of this university. आप देखिए कितने कल सुबह से he reached there at Chandigarh at about 9 o'clock. You can imagine when he would have started. And yesterday we were free around 8:30, and today morning we started at 8, and till evening he'll be occupied. So his focus, his time is very precious for us, sir. So we are very thankful to you for being with us, and I congratulate the faculty members, the Vice-Chancellor sir, the students of this university on this great achievement of Bahra University. The credit goes to all of you. Make this association a great association so that we can take it to a different level. With these words, thank you very much to all of you for being with us and for patient listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the thoughts of various associations and academic reforms in our group. May I now request Managing Director and CEO, Siemens Industry Software India Private Limited, Mr. Suman Bose, to share the journey forward with Bahra University. So please.
Sandeep will first.
I don't want to, stand between Suman's address, because when he speaks, he enlightens everyone, and every time he speaks, he gives a new idea. I'm going to take the idea from you, Suman, and give it to my colleagues. I wanted to speak specifically to you all, right? Because I'm a local person, right? I'm a Himachali. And VC sir said Jai Himachal, and I thought it's my privilege and my responsibility to give you a perspective that Himachalis are very, very successful. Why? Because we are very humble, right? We always have our foot on the ground and our dreams are big. So this attitude of ours is taking us places. I have studied in Himachal. I have done my post-graduation from Himachal. I went to BITS Pilani because I was the topper of the Himachal board. And I know a lot of people from Himachal who have excelled very, very well. So just don't think that you are in a small town. You don't have the luxuries of others who are in a metro location. You are absolutely at par. You are absolutely at par. The only aspect that I want to stress is what Suman yesterday gave in his address is that to be lucky is a very hard work, right? When the opportunity knocks, you should be ready. You should not be sleeping at that point of time, right? When the opportunity comes, grab it. And this is an opportunity, and being from this state, I'm telling it to you, I'm going to be very often here because my parents are very near, right? So it's my vested interest to be near you, right? And when we come, when our industry experts come, though they may come for the dedicated batch of mechanical engineering, etc., but knowledge has no boundaries. All of you are open. Please feel free to walk in, to clarify your doubts. If you need any help, personally contact us, and we'll be your mentors and coaches for times to come. Various streams that are being run over here, right? I have personal interest in them. I was seeing that you have a law school where you're doing a lot of work for IPR. As a company, we also do a lot of work for copyright and IPR. So I would be very keen to speak to your faculty and see what the students are doing and what we can do together in that field. Hospitality, tourism, I think I love food, I love traveling, so great opportunity. And by the way, if I'm going to keep traveling over here, the way we travel today, the way road conditions are, I need the physiotherapy as well, right? So science, engineering is core domain. We're going to work that together, impart the relevant skills. But overall, all the disciplines, all these streams, please feel free to seek help, to give your view, to give guidance, and together we can do a lot of things, right? So that's about it, right? Again, taking the aspect, you are absolutely at the right place. Work hard, study hard, have your mentors, have your coaches, and excel. You are absolutely on the right front, and I wish you all the very, very best for times to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, for encouraging us. We shall try our best to reach the expectations that you have put in us. May we now request Managing Director and CEO, Siemens Industry, Software India Private Limited, Mr. Suman Bose, to kindly share his journey forward with Bahra University.
Dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries, honorable members in the front, and most importantly, to all of you, my dear friends, colleagues, students, whatever you would like to call it. I would first like to reach out to you and give you a salute, because when I was reading these over here, I realized that no one really knows whether within you is there a future Einstein, and within you there is a future Zuckerberg. So please accept my I was thinking about what should I speak over here, because I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed because in my professional career, yeah, I do meet students, but not in the form and the number of students that I met over the last 2 days, or yesterday and today. So many of them. This is like you love food, and so much food in front of you. You wish you had a double stomach. So I wish I had a 48-hour day, not a 24-hour day. And I wish, and more so, over here, I was talking to Dr. Kaur that I grew up in the hills, not in Himachal. I grew up in Nainital. I went to a boarding school there. And for me, coming to hills is getting back home. So it's a double, I would say, treat for me, because I'm in such a lovely place, lovely location, and with such lovely people. So again, thank you very much for having me here. It's really nice. So I think there were 2 or 3 themes that came out in the conversation over here, and I really don't want to. I would stand over here and talk to you as your fellow journeyman who was born some years back before, and who therefore has the advantage of seeing the world a little more than what you have seen to date. But let me assure you, by the laws of human science, every generation is better than their earlier generation. Every generation. That's how humanity is in progress. I have no dirt in saying that my generation or I am better than my parents' generation. And I'm sure all of you, because I have a college-going daughter who's, so you're mine, essentially my daughter's generation. You will be far ahead. You will see much more than I can even dream to see in the rest of my life. So that also makes me feel very humble, because through your eyes, my generation will then see that world. Like my parents' generation will be seeing today's world through my eyes. But in this perspective, 2 or 3 things sort of has to be a cornerstone in our lives. There are multiple cornerstones, and each one of us is to find. I think when people say what's the purpose of life, I think the purpose of the life is to finally find the cornerstone. There's a more of a European saying. I've lived and worked in Europe for a long time. That what will be on your epitaph? Epitaph is, how many of you know what an epitaph is? So when they die and they get buried, the stone, the capstone that gets put on top of their head, which says so and so, born so and so, and dead so and so. There are a few words that somebody will inscribe to describe that person who has died. So they say, what will be in your epitaph? So everybody in our life, we will be looking out for our cornerstone. In my view, when you look for this cornerstone, there are 3 aspects to it. The most immediate aspect, which I'm sure all of you, it takes all of your mind over here, is what's about me. This is my one life. I'm born. I have to live this life. I have to live this life. I have expectations. I have aspirations. There are others' expectations on me, like parents' expectations, friends' expectations, partners' expectations. What about me? So, rightfully so. Each one of us are individuals, and what about me? The second is your family, is your society, is the town or the village or the city that you come from. The nears and dears. Right there, what about them? They're the capstone that has to be taken up from those perspectives. And number 3, of course, is the country. And when I'm saying country, I have a little different vision of the country. For me, a country is not a geographical place marked by lines which say this is the border. Because then, very soon, your home will become your country. Your wall of your, and there's a famous Bose poetry, I won't recite it over here. The walls between our houses will start defining our country. I won't define the country today. So I will define the country from the perspective of an identity. So let me start from there. When I studied in the US, I can tell you that the best of the professors, their classes used to be partially full. The doyens of. And it's not just Indians, it's also about the same thing happened with the Chinese professors. Japan had already happened. So Japan was already a superpower. So the Japanese professors who were there, they used to have a lot of people in their classes. I can promise you today, in any Ivy League, in any place, and in the United States or anywhere in the world, no Indian professor's class goes empty. In fact, no Indian professor today allows any student to take an audit course. They all have to be full credit course. Many of them, in fact, have an admission criteria to get people into there because the classes are so sought after. Why does this happen? And the same thing has happened to the Chinese professors because of countries that happened. And the quick way I talk about to fellows, students like you, and I would say friends like you, is that no matter what happens, no matter which part of the world you will be, whether you will be in Himachal, whether you will be in India, whether you will be anywhere in the world, your identity will always stay. Because unlike white Slovakian who migrates into American and after a few years becomes a white American, or brown skin color, he will wear it till you go to our wherever graves or the country park. And that's a great identity. And it only will become greater if you first learn how to respect that identity and be worthy of that identity. There are enough Iranian intellectual brains that sits in the US. But given the current political turmoil and situations in the country where Iran is at this point in time, you won't see them extremely well respected. But Indians today are well respected. Because something has happened in this country in the last 20, 25, 30 years, which has taken us to even the dream that we will be here, that we would be global superpower. Again, superpower or not, I don't think is really an ambition of mine. the mission of life is, with people in our country, how many kids will have to wake up every day morning feeling hungry and go to bed in the night feeling hungry? That's the onus. That's honest. That's the onus that you will inherit. The more of these kids go hungry in the bed in the night, believe me, you can be rolling on food, you will be also considered to be hungry. And that's where the identity comes in. So I would request you, my first request to all of you is, when you move forward in this path, ensure that you take cognizance and value of your own identity. And that's where the country, in my definition, becomes very important. What is the asset of the country? We, the people. The asset of the country is not the minerals that's below. Because that mineral is wasteful unless somebody picks it up, draws out, and makes iron out of it, or makes steel out of it, or makes, draws out and brings petrol out of it. We, the people. So, we are the asset of the country. What's the asset of the society? So then the next thing is about something that's close around with family. Every family you see is distinctive. Do you understand that family is the only organization, if I can think about, which has outlasted any other organization in form? Actually, the oldest organization as we know is the Christian Church. It's about 1400 years in the current form of the Pope and the cardinals. But the families have actually outlasted. Think about it. There are only two ways you can enter a family. Either you're born into it or you're married into it. And there are only two ways you can enter a family. Either you divorce or you die. Families stay together through shared values. And those shared values is what you will inherit from your families. You will build on top of it. You will inherit from your friends, people that matters to you. Because the family's definition is not just what you have inherited, but what you will build hereafter, and you will transmit. So my second request to you is, be careful about what you inherit, what you keep, and what you transmit. There's a saying in engineering, which is last in, last out. There's also a saying in computer science, people who write code, they say garbage in, garbage out. So let your values not be a dumpier of people's garbages. You should not pass forward garbages as your values. And who thinks it's garbage or not? You yourself. You will have to determine what those values are, which will become the capstone for their epitaph on your children in your life. And the last piece is you as an individual. What's in it for me? A very simple way of looking at you as an individual, or I am as an individual, is what's my biggest asset? As I said, asset of the family was values. And I would quote my father, who used to say, my biggest asset is the top 3 inches of my head, where the brain resides. Everything else is a liability. Everything else in my human body is a liability. Everything else in life is a liability. This 3 inches of your head or your brain is the most precious asset that you have. You being in college, you have come to embellish this asset. That's the reason you come to college. Yes, you all feel looking out for a job hereafter. Job is a way to feel creditworthy, that people value what I know, people value my skills, people value what I can do, and they pay for it, which keeps me going and my family going, and all of that same happens. But job is definitely the main reason why you are in this university, and you are not. If somebody tells you, hey, it's a great job, I mean, Zuckerberg found a great profession, and he dropped out of, in fact, he dropped out of the same school where I didn't know that I should drop out of, and I completed my course. But he dropped out of Harvard. He went and completed it. Sorry, he didn't complete it because, for him, that value, finding value was outside. But for all of us, that embellishing that 3 inches is very, very important. That's why we are here. And some of you might have taken up mechanical engineering, some of you might have taken up pharmacy, some of you have taken up computer science. But in my view, all of those are like And if you say that, oh, I learned computer engineering and science, and therefore I only want to do computer science, it's like saying the walls of my house are defining the boundaries of my life. That's not true. So my request over here is, actually over here I have a few requests related over here. The first one, the asset that you have, which is your brain, don't hypothecate it to anybody. Don't give it away so easily. Don't let people dope in, people inject in values that you believe, which is the second stuff that I talked about, which you believe is knowledge. Keep your independence of thought. And keep that by keeping your minds open. Eating with hands is as acceptable as eating with fork and knife. There's no right in eating with the hand and no wrong in eating with the fork. I'll give you a simplistic example, but there are multiple such examples in life. When life will question you, to take a value judgment of what is right and what is wrong. Most of the time, please believe that is defer that decision. Accept. Allow multiple thoughts, multiple thinking streams to be a part of your value system and embellish your brain. So that's the first part of my request. The second part is, when you're here, these years, or wherever you will be hereafter, never stop learning. Use these 3 years, 4 years, whatever you have left, or 2 years, whatever you have left in this college or this university, to extract the maximum that the university has to offer, your teachers have to offer, your friends have to offer, organizations have to offer. Keep your mind open. Don't get pedantic about a certain stream, a certain thought, a certain way of life, a certain instruction that you receive from your parents and families. Yes, I am asking you to be a bit revolutionary. My daughter and I have a great relationship of being friends. And my pact with her, and I'm just stating out my pact with her. My pact with her is that I have had all the chances of making mistakes in my life. She should have all the chances to. I can't say, no, you can't make mistakes in your life. Because we learn from our mistakes. If there are no mistakes, we haven't learned. The number two, most important thing is that we will share so that she doesn't repeat my mistakes and I don't repeat her mistakes. But that would be stupid. Repeating a mistake is stupid. First time mistake, it's an act of bravery and generosity. And number three, most important is, I'm perfectly okay to her saying, sorry, I don't agree with you. As she should be perfectly okay to hear when I say, I don't agree with you. But that's the difference of opinion. And a healthy difference of opinion, a healthy debate is what you will have to inculcate. And you will have to find your own stream that will define your own capstone. That's what I thought is a very, I would say, dipped in humility, my share that I could do with you. I'd like to leave you with a story. How many of you know about Mr. Jeremy Dr? Jeremy Dr. How many of you know about it? I think he would have died before many of you were born. So Mr. Jeremy Dr was, how many people know about Mr. Ratan Tata? No? No? Don't know Mr. Ratan Tata? The chairman of Tata, who was recently the chairman of Tata Sons. So Mr. Jeremy Tata was a predecessor to Mr. Ratan Tata. A great man, a great philanthropist, but most importantly, one of the dawns of professional business in India. If you would write the history of Indian business, then you would be definitely one of the top 3 persons that people would write and talk about. And not just for Indian business, I think, in globally. I was very fortunate to be in one of these occasions where Mr. Tata was addressing. And he was an old man then. In fact, my alumni, my first postgraduate degree was from XLR. And he was an emeritus chairman of XLR. And he was so old, so he was the only one who was allowed to have a chair because he was very old, because I think he was pushing his 93 or 94. Whatever. I think he died about 6 months thereafter. And among many things that were discussed, one thing that struck to me was, I think, an amazing insight to get at the formative age that I was in. When I was like you, but we were all seated on the floor, including Mr. Dr, who was then already the chairman of Parliament. He was also seated on the floor. And he was also another non-president. So we were there. So he looked up and he said, life is when you start working, your knowledge, your theoretical knowledge is at the highest. I'm sure today a student of this, and I was talking about interacting with some students at the Bahra University in Mali yesterday. And we were talking about some little bit of programming, languages, etc. They have far more programming, they have far more technology, far more than anything that today my generation. Even people who are 10 years younger to me, they don't know, or 15 years younger to me. Because that's what the latest they've been taught. So I'm sure all of you in the third perspective would know the best. But as you would start working, no matter how pertinent and how much you keep on upgrading your knowledge and your skills, there would be, you have to accept it, there would be people, there would be your successors who would be coming up, who would have more knowledge. Word, right? Life. You will always have to give place to the next generation. But then what's your value? If you think your value in this world is all those books that you've read and all those lines that you understand and all those quotes that you have written and all those technology that you understand, etc. Please understand, in a few years, maybe we had the luxury, our generation had the luxury of 15 years. Your generation wouldn't be so kind. So you would have a possible luxury of 2 to 3 years or maybe 5 years at max. Your knowledge would pretty much be dated. But what would you have gained by then, hopefully, to pick up the life's real experiences? So as if you can think about your knowledge is here, the knowledge will start falling. And your experience curve, hopefully, will start going up. What is an experience? Somebody says, I have done this for 20 years. I say, actually, you know what? You've done 20 times 1 year of work. Because you've not really gained 20 years of experience. Your experience is only 1 year. But the only thing is you've done it for 20 years. So experience is about the variety. The variety of the failures, for example, that I spoke about. How many times have you failed? How many times have you learned the hard way? How many times have you discovered something out of serendipity? All of those are experiences. How do you manage conflict? How do you resolve conflict or fight between friends? With colleagues, with your differences of opinion with your seniors, with your professors, with your families. Those are all experiences that life can teach you. So before you become obsolete, before your knowledge drops to a certain level, then you become pretty much useless like me. Hopefully the experience has gone up where people will value my experience. And the experience is then to find people like you who have that knowledge to replace it. That's the beauty of life. So as you embark on your professional journey, I would request you to understand that while you spend all the time to study, keep your windows open. Let the airs come in. Let different views come in. Accept them. Accept them as much as possible. Don't be dogmatic about what your values allow you today to accept or reject. And in that process, build up an experience, which will be your lifelong capstone. Hopefully, that will allow you to write a great epitaph for yourself. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Bose, for an encouraging, enlightening, thought-provoking, and inspiring speech. The House is now open for a round of question and answers. May we have the first question from the audience, please?
Any question from the student side? You want to ask? Yes, please.
Please raise your hands.
Anyone who wants to talk, anyone who wants to say something, yes, please. Loud. After doing this course, mic for the group.
So after doing this course,
After doing with this course, I'm doing engineering with this course. So what is the scope I get with the Siemens company and other companies?
and you are getting
So in case others haven't heard, if you don't mind, I'll repeat your question so that everyone's heard it very well. His question really is that if I take this program, what's what I'm doing, how does it change my prospects? Is that the right thing? Well, I think one of the reasons, and I think that's very fundamental to why we are here, is that you do go through your academic curriculum, you do a certain set of learning. But coming as we do from the industry side, industry typically finds a challenge in the fact that the skill sets that you bring may not be optimally ready for productive utilization in the real world. Which is where Dr. Kaur also mentioned how Wipro is spending an enormous amount of money in terms of making sure that graduate engineers who get into the workspace are kind of refit. Now the issue there is that how do we make sure that you take away this latency? Because it's 6 months, 9 months, 12 months in different organizations that you spend. It's the cost of the organization incurs. You don't get really to be satisfied with what you're doing because you're actually kind of going back to school. And industry is a big problem because it kind of reduces the speed of acceleration that they require in terms of innovating and coming up with better things for all of us. So the idea here is to bring industry relevant content into the program itself. So that when you go to industry, your readiness stage is far higher than what it is at the way that you graduate today. So it's trying to bridge the gap that exists, and industry is going to be actively participating in this whole program in terms of coming and working with you guys, in terms of projects, in terms of learnings from the real world. Just to add on to what Suman was saying, I think the interesting thing is even engineering knowledge is changing every 3 to 4 years. So I think the challenge is how do you, and industry is using more cutting edge stuff. So how do we prepare you for the real world out there in a slightly better fashion? I mean, I must compliment your institution to do a great job that it is doing right now. But how do we accelerate that and bring it to another level? That's really what we will gain from it.
Yes, any other question, please? Yes, please.
I have a question. Suppose we have 2 people. One is doing this program and one is just doing the basic program. What is the difference after 4 years in both people?
I think it pertains again back to what we just talked about. Your readiness level when you go to the workforce and your acceptability, whether you're an attractive talent for an organization to acquire, is going to get a totally different level. So the challenge is, industry wants to have people. There are students like you who graduate out, but find a challenge in finding employment. That's because the companies are saying, listen, I'm going to invest so much in you. So what we're going to do is we're going to make you more attractive. So your career prospects, your opportunity of finding better employment is going to go significantly higher. Yeah.
Just to add, he said what is going to be the difference? One thing is that we are giving you academic tool, right? We are teaching you academic content. What industry is expecting that we come to know when we appear for interview, isn't it? When we present you before the company and they share their feedback with us, that look, we have interviewed your students, they don't know foreign things. That's the gap which this course will bridge. Because we have the industry with us. We are not moving alone. We are moving, with industry. So whatever new innovation comes in the technology or whatever is required or expected out of you will be taken care, because we have the industry linkages with us. We have people who know what is going to happen in next 4 years, next 5 years. Industry speed is little higher than academia, so we will be able to move with their speed. So at the end of the day, we need not to cut sorry before the company that I don't know, what they expect. Because many times I've seen when the interview happens, after the entire process, the HR would sit with the Vice-Chancellor and with us, say, sir, we have taken your students through a process. They don't know. They know the content academically, but they don't know the application of this. So that's the difference which we want to bridge, by doing this work.
Excellent. Can I say something? Yeah, sure.
I think that's something that Suman, pointed out very, very nicely. That, there is where your theoretical knowledge is, but your experience is less. And the industry wants, I want a person who has theoretical knowledge and also experience, because after 2, 3 years, 4 years, everyone finds a good job, right? The problem is, once you pass out from the campus, you don't have any experience, you have knowledge. Now, can it be an equitable, equation between your knowledge and experience? And experience is not industry experience, it's not necessarily industry experience. Experience is all about skills, right? So if you can be imparted some skills along with your theoretical knowledge, and your theoretical knowledge is there, your experience is midway, you are the best product for the industry. They will like you, right? They will go after you. But the difference is, I did my MBA from Himachal Pradesh University. I studied the same things as, the course material of IIM is. But I have to, position myself very differently vis-a-vis that person, right? Because he is branded, he goes through a structured learning where case studies are very, very relevant, and industry wants them, right? Eventually, I also make my career. After 5, 10 years, I also make my career once I'm a good guy. But at the time when I pass out, I need to have equitable balance between the knowledge and the skills. And this program is that distinguishing barrier of capability. That you will have your knowledge, which you are anyway getting from the institute, university. We are going to help get you a better skill through the projects, through the industry internships, through industry faculty, etc., so that you are a very hot selling product. That's all.
Any more? Sir, as I'm already known as university and 3rd year, so I want to know about the Siemens perspective. How could we achieve something from the Siemens perspective about 3rd year or 2nd year?
We are working on that. That this program which we are bringing, this is right from the first year batch. But those who are the existing students for 2nd year, 3rd year, or even 4th year, they are bringing in something by discussing with the Siemens that can be put in certain things before you pass out, so that you should have the right skill along with your education, so that you should get accepted in the market in the industry as well. We are working on it.
Any more questions?
Yeah, please. Please come.
You also tell your name.
My name is Abhishek, and I'm currently doing BTech Automotive, and I'm in the second semester this year. First of all, I would like to express some gratitude for providing us the opportunity to be here in this program and showering us with lots of wisdom and lots of inspiration. So, my question, my question is that besides making us trained and industry ready, giving us all the skills, how does this program help us build up, to start a build up, or to in the field of entrepreneurship, or if you want to start our own businesses?
See, basically, I've been on the other side, right? So, what is that you want to do once you finish your degree, right? You want to get a job, right? Obviously, all of us come from middle class families. Our parents have been in the government job sector. The first impression is that I want to get into a job, right? Some of you may be in love with engineering, technology. You may want to go for higher studies, whether in engineering, whether in management, etc. So you'll be preparing around that. And some of you may be very enterprising in terms of saying that, why can't I do something of my own? How can I be an entrepreneur in true nature, right? So that's a choice one has to make, right? And while you are doing your projects, right, getting exposed to how the industry works, that will also open up your minds as to what kind of opportunities are there, right? Is it happening? Is there a scope for me to participate in that, right? Can I do something very differently over here, whether related or whether it is in the vicinity of what you are doing? And that's keeping your eyes, ears, and open, right? And as you keep doing projects, as the university keeps doing projects, keep building some kind of an IP, I think it also would be our responsibility to start off some kind of an entrepreneurship practice, where we start giving you an idea as to what is being done. For example, just to give you an example, in the space of engineering, if you start learning the tools, right? You start learning the design tools, the analysis tools, the manufacturing tools. There could be that you start doing your own engineering services, right? Because today a lot of work gets outsourced, right? And companies are looking at trained professionals, not on their roles, but off their roles, whom they can give the work. So that is starting your own engineering services practice, right? So those exposures will come as you go through the entire learning mode. But you'll have to keep your eyes ears open and say, can I, do something slightly differently rather than getting into a job and doing it on the company? Can I start doing something of my own, right? And that's an ongoing discussion that you keep having during the 4 years or during the subsequent years that you left with your engineering.
I think it's a great question. And my belief is that you guys are going to shape the future of the country in the years to come. And that's going to come from your entrepreneurial abilities. But please remember one thing, that even when you go to work for a corporate entity, everyone's looking at, do you have the go-getter attitude, the ownership, the accountability? And then there's an entrepreneurial skill required in the corporate world as well. Yeah, and so I'm not going away from your question, I'm going to come back to that part. But I just wanted to highlight this fact that don't think that you go to work to the corporate place and you don't have to, some of those elements you don't have to bring to the workspace at all. I think a great employee is one who becomes a go-to man for a problem. Right? And how does he do that? By displaying the ownership and the accountability in whatever he's doing. But excellent question from the perspective that yes, today is neat and there is a great opportunity. I am of the firm belief that the amount of change we've seen in the world till now is nothing compared to the amount of change we're going to see in the future. Yeah, all the change since the evolution of mankind till now is nothing compared to the change that's going to happen in the future, and you are the generation who's going to do that. So we are very clear that yes, we want to bring in some of those elements of entrepreneurial. In fact, yesterday there was discussions around incubation and some of those kind of things. So that it's not only an entrepreneurial development program, definitely, but to be bringing nuances so that you start understanding finance, for example, what is profit, how do you run a balance sheet, or how do you look at some of those things. We bring in some of those elements, but it's not only a completely entrepreneurial program.
So, what was I going to ask? Like with this collaboration, are we going to deal with the design and development tool that is the video that we said? And how is our interaction with the design and development field is going to change in this collaboration?
You want to answer?
From what I understand, trying to understand that the video that you saw, the tools that were used in that.
Sorry to interrupt, but what was I going back on that? Are we going to deal with tools like that in a curriculum after this collaboration, like more of this?
Absolutely. So you will deal with a lot of tools that you saw being used in that particular video. It's an integrated tool, this platform that you're talking about, which is NX as a platform, which completely covers the design and development aspects of CAD/CAM manufacturing and simulation, which is what we'll be going through over a period of your company course.
And are we also going to have industrial exposure in this field, like designing and development, specializing, that's, I think that's the
Yes, there's going to be not a little bit, a lot of industry interaction also that will be planned with some projects and internships which are all being discussed at this point in time. So as you progress into your years of the degree that you're doing, you will eventually, as Sir was also mentioning about, maybe it could be 2 years at the college, the remaining 1.5 year industry interactions, or the finishing school that we're talking about. So these are things which are evolving at this point of time, but as you progress, you will get to see a lot of this with respect to interactions with the industry, people coming in, maybe speaking here, projects that you might be wanting to do, or you might be getting from the industry. So all this is going to come forward.
So it's like we are putting more stress on the R&D side.
Could be, that's one way, but we're more talking from a manufacturing perspective, but R&D also could be one way of looking at it, and something that you could aspire to get into in your career, for that matter.
Siemens engineering with Siemens. You want to answer? Take it away.
I may feel it. So in fact, you raise a very important question.
Okay, yeah. In fact, that was one of my first questions to your Vice-Chancellor as well, that, and my belief, and Sandeep and I have really thought a lot about this as well, is there is, see, the challenge that is coming up is that the rate of change in the real world is very fast. Now, the rate of change in education curriculum, the pedagogy, is not as fast. And I think the gaps are increasing because there is so much happening out there in the world at a frantic pace. And to me, and I think that's the question I asked your Vice-Chancellor, was really the fact that, you look at the fact infrastructure in India, while we all talk about the fact that, it's poor, but you also know, while you were driving in, there is so much infrastructure work happening. The road from Chandigarh to your institution is undergoing a lot, and I think there's going to be a phenomenal amount of infrastructure work that's going to happen in the country. We need it. That's a great way of fueling the GDP, the economic growth that we require. So yes, we are contemplating on really looking at that space, because we also, from the white in our hair, you can make out that we work with a lot of different industries over time and spend a lot of time in the industry. As we speak with industry, people say, hey, listen, we also have a pain. Can you help us solve that? When you speak with educational institutions, there is a pain that you all have in terms of opportunities for you guys. So the idea is to start building more bridges. This is the first step. Should you look forward to something on those lines? Absolutely, you should look forward to something on those lines. Something you want to add? Just a sec, I want to do one small thing. I see a lot of ladies in the room today. So I just wanted to wish you all a very happy Christmas.
Just to answer very practically your point. Design is fundamental, right? Design is fundamental to all engineering. Whether it is electronics design, infrastructure design, art design, right? Design is the basic foundation, right? So anyways, one has to understand the design tool, right? Now, what you design could be different, depending upon what stream or what job you are doing. If you're a mechanical engineer, you're designing a part. If you're a civil engineer, you are designing a bridge or a tunnel, right? If you're a mechanical engineer, you are
doing analysis around that part. That whether it will, for example, you saw the video, there were extreme temperatures, minus 225 degree to plus 145 degree. So you have to do the analysis whether the part will withstand the temperature, the part will withstand the motions, etc. So you need to do the analysis to say, my design, if I produce a product with my design, it will fit. If you're a civil engineer, you do the analysis, right? If you're designing a tunnel, you need to do rock modeling. You need to figure it out where the water is coming, what will happen to your design, tunnel design, given the dynamics of the terrain, etc. So you need to do the analysis again, right? So all these fields are very, very related. And the portfolio which Siemens has, if you go around and see Siemens website, they're very focused on AEC space, which is called architecture, engineering, and construction space. So they're very, very focused in that space. The product is extensively used in that domain. But as Ajay said, we are working in terms of putting something together. But nothing stops you from going and learning the design, because as a civil engineer, you need to understand the designing aspects, you need to understand the analysis aspects. So as we're working with the university to figure it out, a model as to how the second, third year students would be accommodated, you will hear soon, right? And if there are more people like you in civil engineering who want to be interested in this, we could come up with some projects which are related to AEC space rather than the manufacturing space, right? So we're totally open. As I said, we are coming over here. Now, as it helps you, you need to tell us, right? As it helps you. Because that's the intent of the partnership also.
Thank you very much for the questions. We request Honorable Vice-Chancellor Bahra University, Dr. S.K. Bansal, to kindly present the memento to our knowledge partner, Managing Director and CEO, Siemens Industry Software India Private Limited, Mr. Suman Bose. And also to founder, president, and CEO, Polaris Software Private Limited, Mr. Sandeep Singh. We request Honorable Vice-Chancellor Dr. S.K. Bansal to present the memento to our guest, Senior Business Development Manager, Siemens Manufacturing Excellence, Mr. Raghu Kolu. And to the advisor, Polaris Software and founder, Perfect Start to Results, LLP, and former Vice President of All Systems. Thank you very much, sir. We look forward to the hard work, the discussion, the debate, the collaboration, just as you do, here in Bahra University with Siemens Industry Software Private Limited and Polaris Software. Thank you very much, sir. And with that, we reach the concluding ceremony of the day. May we now request Dr. Ravi Manuja, Registrar, Bahra University, to propose a formal vote of thanks for the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dixit. Distinguished guests, worthy Vice-Chancellor, my learned colleagues, my dear students, my proud privilege to be given this opportunity to propose a formal vote of thanks. At the outset, I would like to convey my thanks to the managements of Siemens, Polaris, and Bahra University for this collaboration. The collaboration that is going to be a boon for the students and is going to provide them with an opportunity which from
the student's point of view, I must term as excellent. My thanks from the core of my heart to Mr. Suman Bose, Managing Director and CEO, Siemens Industry, and of course, Mr. Sandeep Singh, the CEO, founder president of Polaris. Bahra University campus is always throbbing with activity. This activity, be it academic, be it research, be it sports, be it co-curricular activities. My thanks to Dr. Sandeep Bahra, who has played a role, and in fact I would like to rate it as being an architect for bringing about this collaboration. And yes, it's not just one collaboration, all of us know. It's one collaboration in the chain of collaborations with multinational companies, with various groups, and with various organizations. Thank you, Dr. Sandeep Bahra. And my thanks to the deans and HODs of various schools and departments. My thanks to the participating faculty and the students. My thanks to the GM. My thanks to Mr. Nanda and his team. My thanks to Mr. Prikshit. Thanks to Ms. Abha. Thanks to Ms. Ritu Shah. In fact, my thanks to each and everyone who has contributed to the making of this MoU signing ceremony a grand success. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Now we request the dignitaries and deans and heads to kindly join us for lunch in this restaurant. Thank you.